Hello and welcome to another video from Dave the Sit Down Chef. Today we're doing homemade cottage pie. We'll start off by cooking some chestnut mushrooms in a separate pan so they can then sweat and then start frying again, and they won't take any moisture from the food. In here, I'm going to turn it on now. We've got about 2 kilos of beef mince. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook that off, and then when I've cut that off, we'll be coming back to cook off the vegetables, which is a chunk of white cabbage, a chunk of swede, 2 onions and 2 carrots. And on the back, of course, I've got a pan of water where I'll be making my own stock to make the gravy for this. That will also have a bag of grated carrot added to it to get extra body. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this all started and then come back when I'm about to remove the mince and start on the veg. Okay, so as you can see, the mushrooms are golden brown and they won't take any moisture in now when they go into the gravy for the cottage pie. So I'm going to remove those now from the pan, reserving the oil because I want that oil for one of the twists to the cottage pie, which I will show you shortly. Okay, so the mince is now ready to be removed. But before I do so, I'm going to have some Worcester sauce, because it's a good time to add it now while it's just the mince, and then I will remove it a couple of minutes later. Don't be shy, when you've got this much mince in there, get a bit around. I'll stir that around. Right, so I'm going to now remove the mince, and then I'll come back to you when the vegetables are ready to go in. Okay, so there's the mince out. As I said, there isn't any oil residue from that meat at all. It's fantastic meat. So I'm going to put a bit of olive oil in there now just to brown the vegetables off, give them more intense flavour than boiling them. As you can see, they're getting a bit excited with me. The vegetables sweating down nicely. We're going to go in there now with another butter. Right, so I did chuck some celery in as well. I forgot to have it on my ingredients, but remember it was in the fridge. So there's a stick of celery gone in also. In my little pot here, I've got a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of thyme, and a teaspoon of parsley. That's going now. The mushrooms can go back in. That's absolutely fine. And we move that around. There we go. Right. As I said, this is going to have a few twists in it. And one of the twists is going to be to flavour up the mashed potato. So with that in mind, I've got a pot of paprika here. I think there's 100 grams there. So put that one in. And over here, I've got 2 kilos of mashed potato. So when the paprika's done, I'll be adding that to the mashed potato. There's no butter or milk in the mashed potatoes, which will be mashed as it is. It is going to have some grated cheese. Right, so we've got a glass there of good quality vintage port. Always remember, if you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it. So we put that in. And that was the glazed our pan. So usually taking all the sticky bits there off the bottom of the pan. We can now go back in with our mincemeat. Really good stir around. We can now turn it down to a dull raw. Okay, my chorizo is done, so I'm going to come back to stirring that up in a moment. But I need to add the chorizo to the mash. I'm adding the oil as well. Absolutely delicious oil from chorizo, which will of course colour the potatoes and give them an absolutely awesome flavour. And I'll come back to that when it's done. Right, so now we're going to thicken the gravy Nice cornflower gravy is good for this one. It does need to be thicker than usual because it is sitting in with your mincemeat, and nothing worse than your mashed potato going on and it starts to soak up the gravy because the gravy is too thin. This one, as I said once, I've already put a bag of grated carrot in it to help give it some body. Let's bring that back to the boil now. And I'll add it, and then I'm going to have to separate my potatoes into 2 different pans to be able to add the cheese. We've read the cheese packet and it's got cheddar, red Leicester, Edam and Montreal Jack. That's a lovely 4 blend of cheese, goes together wonderfully. So that's just about enough there. Turn that one off. Okay, so let's just leave that. I'm going to go and do my mashed potatoes, and then I'll come back when I top it off. Okay, yeah, I did have to split the potato to manage to be able to stir the cheese in. I can't remember if I said beforehand, it's also had raw egg as well, egg yolk, not egg white. So in this amount of potato, which is 2 kilos, I've put 3 egg yolks in there as well, which will give it a beautiful rich taste, better than you're going to get from using milk. Right, now I find it's best when doing this to use a fork, go around the edges, as we're going to be looking to get some lovely peaks going on. Those peaks will be full of crunchiness when it's finished off in the oven. I've probably done more potato than I need, however I'd rather have a bit left over than not enough. So I'm going to finish this off. We're going to pause for a second because we're only allowed 10 minutes on YouTube, and then when it's done I'll show you the finished results. So there we are, we're topped off now with the mashed potato, egg, cheese and chorizo. Final little chefy twist is, if you want that fantastic crunch all over, you get yourself a packet of ready salted Walker's crisps. Obviously for the size of this one, 2 packets of ready salted Walker's crisps. Not everybody's going to do one like this, but this is going to do a family for 2 days. And there we are. So from there it's into the oven at 160 degrees for 1 hour 10 minutes, and we'll take it out and show you the end result. Don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe. More videos following later on this week.
Just walk around it.